The libido doctor is in.
All right, so now that we know where your fruitfulness comes from, which is from your womb, and all those seeds that are already there, I would like to tell you what a man looks at and gets an idea of the fruits and the blessings you are holding in your hands. And I'm going to use 3 different levels. The first level is just a basic level of his observation of what you do, okay? What is going to make him decide if he wants to get more deep with you, or if he can consider you as a wife material. Number 1, he's going to look at your body shape and your general appearance, your cleanliness. Every man carries in his heart the type of woman he likes. Some men like women that are heavy. Some men like women that are very thin. Some men like women that are very full. Some men like women with, shapes that are, whatever. Every man likes what he likes, and we cannot judge him for that. So that's the first thing he looks at. Because there has to be some basic attraction that we make sure that he gets aroused when he sees you, because he has to fulfill his sexual needs, okay? So now when he looks at your appearance, he looks at your cleanliness. Care enough about yourself to stay clean. The second fruit is your countenance, the way you carry yourself. When you enter into a room, how do you walk? Are you walking like this, trying to hide and trying to make sure nobody sees you? Or are you walking naturally with confidence? That's already a fruit, because confidence is not natural. Confidence is built, okay? And it gives you an idea of your thought pattern. That's one. Your countenance is also your body expression, your facial expression. Is going to give him an idea of your character. So if you enter in a room and you just looking people down and you just think that you are, whoever you think you are, it already tells him that you are a person that's arrogant. He should run for his life. Unless he just wants to be with you for sexual pleasure and then disappear, your countenance will give him an idea of who you are. Are you smiling or are you frowning? Are you saying hello to people around you, or are you expecting people to come to you and, roll the red carpet for you? This is part of your countenance. And a lot of men will observe you from afar to figure out how you act in different circumstances, so he can have an idea of this character, okay? So the fruit here is your character. The third thing he looks at is your style of clothing. How do you dress? And this is going to give him an idea of your personal value. If you are someone who wants to be half naked, your breasts are out, you wear short skirts and the bottom part of your buttocks is outside. If you, your style, your clothing style is going to give him an idea of the value you put on yourself. Okay, and that will also give him the category of who you are. All right, so pay attention to that. This is a fruit that you carry in your hand, because a seed was planted in you that maybe told you that, oh, you know what, to attract men, you have to, show your breasts, you have to show your buttocks, you have to be out there, you have to be half naked. The fruit is the way in which you present yourself, okay? And that's what he's looking for. He's looking for the fruits that you're presenting. Now, number 4, your lifestyle. The way you live will give an idea of your patterns and your achievements. Okay, let's say you are a student. And as a student, maybe you live on campus. You're not with your parents anymore. But the way you achieve, you may be a valedictorian or you achieve with honors. It gives an idea of your discipline. It gives him an idea of how you treat your profession or your studies. Okay? So that's very important. Now, as far as your lifestyle, it could be that you may be someone who likes to go to the nightclub. It will give him an idea of your discipline too. Maybe you're not disciplined. Why do you go to the nightclub? Is that where you're going to find your husband? He looks at your lifestyle. If, for example, you're not a student and you've already started working, maybe you own a car. The car that you drive is going to give him an idea of your level of achievement. Okay? If you drive a second-hand car that costs you maybe $1,000, he can have an idea of, your current level. Or you can be a person who doesn't like to spend too much and would rather have things that work well, but that are not too expensive. All that give him an idea of your discipline. Your discipline in finance, your discipline in your profession, your discipline in whatever you do, okay? That's a fruit he's looking for. Number 5, he's going to look at your behavior and the way you interact with others. And what he's looking for is respect. Who do you respect? How do you interact with people? Do you only respect people when they are older and famous? Or do you even respect the little boy who doesn't have any influence and any authority? What is your level of respect? Because that will also give him an idea of how you're going to treat him. Okay? So the fruit here is the respect. Another thing he pays attention to, once he's observed you from afar, and he decides that he wants to start talking to you, getting to know you better, he wants to listen to the plans you have for your life. What are your plans for your life? Are you just sitting here hoping that a Prince Charming would fall from heaven and take care of your life and take you to a castle, give you all these beautiful things? You are the princess girl, you are the this, you are the that. That's a plan. But he's going to look for that. It's a fruit, okay? Or the plans you have, do you have ambition? Do you have the desire to actually be creative and bring something that can impact your world? And this gives him a sense of directions. If you have a sense of directions for yourself, it means that the sense of direction that he has for himself, you will be able to help him achieve it and go in that same direction. Okay? The other thing he looks at, if he's a spiritual person, which I hope people who look at my content are kind of spiritual or Christian, he looks at your spirituality. And what is spirituality is the fear of the Lord. When you have the fear of the Lord, it means that you have wisdom. And it is that wisdom that will be the compass for your life. Because if you don't have that wisdom of God, you just blindly walking in this life. And this is a disaster waiting to occur. And then number 8, he looks at your resilience. How do you act in the face of adversity? What do you do when problems arise? And this gives him an idea of your level of faith and how you finish what you start. All right? So this is the basic level of what a man checks in a woman as fruitfulness. Now, the second level, when he has decided that he wants to be closer to you and he wants to enter courtship with you, he's looking for two things. I mean, if he's a wise man, these are two things he should be looking for. The first one is your ideas. How do you think? What kind of ideas do you suggest based on what he wants to achieve? Based on where he's trying to go? What type of, proposals do you bring to the table? That's one. Number two, what is the impact of your suggestions in his life? Do those suggestions bring increase, or do those suggestions bring decrease and backwardness? He has to pay attention. If he's a wise man, he's going to test you in all those different things. And if he has the opportunity, he's going to present some of the things he does and maybe a tiny small project and give you the opportunity to give him feedback. And if he applies the feedback and the feedback gives him good results and multiplication, this is an indirect information for him that your womb produces well. Because those ideas are what God gives you for a man. Okay? Now, the third level that most men don't even care to think about. Most men forget this one. But this comes back to bite them later in life when they're already married and they didn't see this coming, is the faith the woman has in him. The faith she has in him. What does that mean? If a woman early in courtship begins to challenge you, you do something and she challenges you, she says, yeah, but you have to know that she may have faith in you, but later in life, you're going to get into issues. You're going to get into issues either of competition or lack of admiration or lack of support when she feels that you again with your stuff, it's not working. Do it the way I said. Pay attention to that. She's not supposed to be your divine wife. This is the test that most men never do. If during this courtship, she has unwavering faith in you, and she sees even your little misshapes or little mistakes or little things that you do that will annoy a regular common person, even if she sees it as part of you and thinks that, it's okay, and she looks for the good side, the good thing, and the positive thing about that, and still gives you suggestion and faith to do more and to do better, that's your wife. That is your wife. Because it is that faith that will cause a man to move mountains. It is that faith that will cause a man to break barriers. It is that faith that will cause a man to do exploits and overcome any obstacle. The wife that is next to you, how does she talk to you? What is she saying out of her mouth? All right? So She cannot fake it. She cannot create it. She cannot invent it. It can only be in her already. And this is part of the seeds she already has for you. It's not something she's going to go look for some. No. Those seeds are already there in her womb. And if you are her husband of destiny, she already has seeds of submission, seeds of reverence, seeds of faith, seeds of unwavering support, and seeds of love. And you will even see that before you decide to even be intimate with her. All right? Well, this was super long. And I hope you learned something. But I'm going to have, shorter videos that go deeper in other subjects. All right? Thank you so much for watching. This is Dr. Suzanne, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.